The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is Thursday's news. I'm Jasmine Jack. In this edition, election concerns highlighted at public hearing, local manufacturing company diversifies business, and SP Sports Awards finalists named. Illegal firearms and ammunition funding constraints and lack of coordination regarding intelligence sharing between the Papua New Guinea Defence Force and the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary were highlighted during a public hearing conducted by the Special Parliamentary Committee on the 2022 general elections today.
The one-day public hearing held at the Parliament's State Function Room was conducted to follow up on key recommendations from its report on the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, Papua New Guinea Defence Force and the Papua New Guinea Electoral Commission. This is in preparation for the upcoming by-elections and the local level government elections and, more significantly, the 2027 national general elections. The hearing was led by Chairman Alan Bird, Deputy Chairman Se Pukatemu and Committee Member Keith Iduhu. Today, the inquiry delved into the serious concerns surrounding the illegal firearms and ammunition present in communities, especially in the Highlands region.
Through the LLG president, through the councillors, and then we will deal with it. They know exactly where it is. Some of these things up in the Highlands are hired guns. They are not stationary at one spot as per the red map. If there's a situation in Enga, people hide from other provinces with guns to come and do what they have to do. So these are some of the things that we are working defense and under the current SOE, which has expired, to deal with the gun issue and also a preparation for the 2027.
Societal elites who funnel and fund illicit weapons and illicit ammunition. That's a concern, and currently that is where our investigators are focusing.
Funding constraints hindering security operations and preparations.
The last two elections, bigger activity like military lift, transport has been provided by the defense. So usually the allowance and smaller activities, logistic activities within the country are funded by ourselves, but the bigger lift usually by the Australian Defence Assistance.
We, if I take last year as an example, sir, warrants, by the end of the year, I'm advised a satisfactory amount of warrants. I believe all of our budgeted Special Police Assistance Program, for example, was received. Yes, delays in warranting is a challenge that affects us.
And the lack of coordination regarding intelligence sharing between the PNGDF and the RPNGC.
So I can say that on the ground, yes, there's a regular daily, exchange of, information between the two forces because we work under the police, not work under, but support the police. But at this level, yeah, between me and the commissioner, yes, about operations, I can say that I can tell the committee we talk about the operations, but the nitty-gritties of it we haven't discussed. Since my time in the office.
I think what you said is correct. We need to share more information. I think it's still in its infancy. I think it hasn't been brought to the CDF's attention as yet. But as for the police intelligence, we have started working with all the other intelligence, defense intelligence, NIO, all the other relevant intelligence agency to have that interaction between us.
Regardless of these concerns raised, the PNGDF and RPNGC emphasized their steadfast approach with confidence in their current systems, taking on challenges posed to them by the committee to improve their methods of collaboration. Maricela Kelaton, TVWAN News.
A Papua New Guinean coffee export company has diversified its operations over the last 10 years, adding cocoa and roasted coffee on its list of products. Trade, which owns the Arab coffee brand, now plans to make instant coffee, packaged coconut, and bottled water as it expands its operations in Lae Morbe province.
Trade is owned by Dr. Joel Waramboy, a food scientist who 10 years ago decided to put his research to work in a new business. He started a plastic manufacturing company in 2014, but had to sell off that part of the business after the government legislated against plastic bags. He then decided to venture into the coffee business, where he began training coffee farmers in the Arab region in Morbe's Nawaib district from 2016 to 2019. From there, the food scientist was able to expand his activities through the Coffee Industry Corporation, where he built a coffee mill at Nadzab to provide a market for coffee farmers. The company then invested in a coffee roastery factory equipped with state-of-the-art machines.
So we opened this factory last year, 16 May 2024. From this factory here, we produce the Arab coffee that now you see out in the market. It comes out from this facility here. So we've done some products which are now already out in like Anderson Seriku, Foodmart supermarket, and we are looking at expanding to other centers, especially like Port Moresby market. We're trying to open up market there, but this is a very good product, high quality product, naturally and organically grown, no fertilizer, no nothing, up from the high altitudes of Arab, foothills of the famous Sarawak grains. That's where this coffee comes from. We don't mix this coffee with any other coffee that comes from Kaboom or Wantoad or wherever, no. Only Arab. That's how we maintain the purity of this product.
It has been a year since the opening of the Trade Roastery, and so far, 22,000 kina has been generated by the new facility.
Because people are talking about instant coffee and 3-in-1. It costs almost 100 million kina every year to bring instant coffee, soluble coffee products into the country. Currently, now the apartment price is around 12 kina.
Trade has expanded its portfolio to include instant coffee and bottled water. Dr. Waramboy doesn't just buy coffee. For Trade, it is a commitment to 500 farmers in Arab who receive extension support, financial literacy training, and a guaranteed buyer through Trade. Over the last 5 years, the company has exported 60 containers, bringing in a gross revenue of 10 million kina, where 7 million kina has been paid directly to coffee farmers. Maricela Kelaton, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has congratulated Kina Bank for reaching its 40th year of operation in Papua New Guinea. Speaking at Kina Bank's event on Tuesday night, Prime Minister Marape said he was pleased to commemorate the bank's milestone achievement. He used the opportunity to also call on the bank to look into tailoring its products to meet the growing SME and the Papua New Guinean middle class, and to focus on manufacturing and export-driven initiatives for producers in Papua New Guinea. Prime Minister Marape said over the course of the 40 years, Kina Bank has formed part of the transition that has been taking place in the country. He said PNG will soon become a fully fledged member of ASEAN, and Kina Bank is in the right country in terms of trade, commerce, and business. Every year on May the 21st, Papua New Guinea joins the global conservation community to celebrate World Tree Kangaroo Day. a day dedicated to protecting one of the country's most iconic and endangered animals.
Port Moresby Nature Park came alive yesterday as Papua New Guinea marked World Tree Kangaroo Day, celebrating the nation's unique marsupials and highlighting urgent conservation efforts to protect them.
World Tree Kangaroo Day happens every year on the 21st of May, thanks to the Papua New Guinean government who recognised the day. Today was really exciting. We had a gender reveal of our new baby tree kangaroo, who's a boy, and we're so excited that successful breeding of the new baby was a reflection on all the hard work of the staff and also our sponsors and conservationists who are involved in the park. I also want to thank Governor Powis Parkov, Minister Justin Chichenko as well, who really drove through the agenda of getting the tree kangaroos recognised and the World Tree Kangaroo Day recognised as well, and allow that support of the park.
At the heart of this celebration was the Port Moresby Nature Park, home to several species of tree kangaroos, including the Goodfellows and Dorias, both found only in Papua New Guinea. Special guests included U.S. Ambassador Anne-Marie Yastishok, Acting Indian High Commissioner Ravindranath, and Dr. Lisa DeBeck, a longtime partner in PNG's tree kangaroo conservation through her work with the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle. A major highlight was the unveiling of a striking photo portrait of the Doria's tree kangaroo by the National Geographic photographer Joel Sator. The image will be auctioned at the park's upcoming charity gala to raise funds for ongoing conservation work.
Animals, for everybody's information as well, wild animals in Papua New Guinea are illegal to trade, and they're also illegal to keep as pets. So here at the park, all our tree kangaroos that are part of the breeding programme are rescue animals. Where we go, we rescue them and bring them back to the park as well. So it's been a fantastic day. Everybody's going about to look at the tree kangaroos. We have some guests from international over here in Papua New Guinea, who, one of them, Dr. Lisa, has been 30 years coming to PNG and working with the tree kangaroos up in the Huon province, up in Morobe. And what a fantastic programme, working with all the landowners and all the villagers up there too. So it's been fantastic.
In exciting news, the park also announced the successful breeding of a new tree kangaroo, Joey. With a colorful gender reveal, the team introduced the young marsupial to the public and launched a community naming competition via social media. The park employees also hosted a guided tour of the park's tree kangaroo enclosures, offering the public an inside look into their care and natural behaviors. As the day ended on another World Tree Kangaroo Day, the message was clear. To save these unique animals, everyone must play a part. Port Moresby Nature Park remains committed to protecting not just the species, but the future of PNG's rainforest ecosystems. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Meantime, in addressing conservation efforts of these animals, Conservation Manager at the Port Moresby Nature Park, Francis Gundu, stressed the importance of being an ambassador in raising much-needed awareness on these important marsupials.
As the world observed the World Tree Kangaroo Day on Wednesday, the message of conservation came out loud. Tree kangaroos are among PNG's most unique wildlife species, yet many are now under threat.
In Papua New Guinea, we have about 12 different species of tree kangaroos. Here at Port Moresby Nature Park, we cared for 3 different species, which is Doria's tree kangaroo, Metze's tree kangaroo, and Goodfellows tree kangaroo. So from these three different species that we have at Port Moresby Nature Park, Doria's tree kangaroo are listed as vulnerable under IUCN Red List, and for Metze's tree kangaroo and Doria's tree kangaroo, they are listed as endangered species. So our conservation effort in protecting this unique species is very important.
According to the IUCN Red List, Doria's tree kangaroo is classified as vulnerable, while the other 2 are considered endangered, making conservation efforts vital for their survival. The IUCN Red List is a critical indicator of the health of the world's biodiversity. Far more than a list of species and their status, it is a powerful tool to inform and catalyze action for biodiversity conservation and policy change, critical to protecting the natural resources we need to survive.
We are really grateful to our major sponsors, as well as some of our supporters and sponsors of the park who made such events and possible. And with their contributions financially helps us making conservation work like looking after the tree kangaroos and other species possible.
Francis Gundu says events like this are only possible with support from corporate sponsors and the community. He encouraged everyone to play their part in safeguarding the country's biodiversity, not just on special days, but every day.
And as much as possible, let us all be as an ambassador to carry out all the possible conservation practices or measures as Papua New Guineans that we can do to protect our unique flora and fauna so that our future generation can be able to physically see them.
The Port Moresby Nature Park continues to champion the cause, hoping that more people will take interest in protecting PNG's rare and irreplaceable wildlife. World Tree Kangaroo Day may come once a year, but the mission to protect PNG's wildlife is ongoing. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, Provincial Member for Southern Highlands William Powie has strongly urged his people to embrace coffee farming for a sustainable livelihood.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans, expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend, PNG's own coffee.
Open Nets.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungim Yumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
Welcome back. Provincial Member for Southern Highlands William Powie has strongly urged his people to embrace coffee farming for sustainable livelihood. Powie encouraged people to move away from the handout mentality and become self-reliant through agriculture. He made this call during the launch of coffee seedling distribution at Momay Oval in Mendi Town today.
Farmers around Southern Islands Province gathered in Mendi today to see how they can benefit from the coffee seedling rollout program. To them and the rest of the province, Southern Islands Governor William Powie told them to stop following politicians and start working the land by utilizing this program. The same sentiments he shared last week when presenting school fee subsidies to universities around the country.
Coffee will look after you, you look after coffee now. So that is the way we are going, and it's going to be a game changer for the province. We want to empower the people and remove poverty out of our people and give them financial incentives so they are able to stand on their feet. So we are doing that. We have the minister and the CIC and other stakeholders being invited.
Powie stressed that the launch of coffee seedling distribution was to promote economic empowerment and development in the province. The distribution program will support farmers to access coffee seedlings and is aimed to transform the agricultural landscape of Southern Islands Province by fostering entrepreneurship and reducing dependency on external aid. Minister for Coffee William Bando, in officially launching the program, emphasized the importance of coffee as a key agricultural product for the province and its potential to enhance livelihoods and drive economic growth. Bando encouraged farmers to plant coffee and contribute to the sustainability of the sector. The distribution program is expected to positively impact local agriculture, promote self-sufficiency, and strengthen the overall coffee industry in the province. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
In fashion news, a cultural icon and trailblazer in Papua New Guinea's creative scene is set to take center stage both locally and abroad. Florence Jaukai Kamel, affectionately known as the Bilumeri, will headline PNG Fashion Week 2025 and represent the country at Fiji Fashion Week. Kamel, famous for turning traditional Bilum weaving into couture fashion, will launch a new collection at PNG Fashion Week on September the 19th at APEC House. Each piece tells a story, hand-woven, using fibers and skills passed down through generations. She will also step in for designer William Maba Bray at Fiji Fashion Week, presenting under the PNG Fashion Week banner in Suva. Bilum is more than fashion, it's identity, womanhood and power, says the iconic Bilumeri. Proceeds from her local runway will support the newly formed PNG Fashion Designers Association, aiming to empower upcoming designers nationwide. A moment of pride for PNG fashion and for women's voices woven into every thread. Papua New Guinea police officers were acknowledged for their efforts in conducting policing duties amidst challenges. Deputy Prime Minister and Member for Lae, John Rosso, recognized their efforts during the funeral service of late Senior Constable Napoleon Wagambi last week.
When speaking during the funeral service of late Napoleon Wagambi, Deputy Prime Minister and Member for Lae, John Rosso, recognized the effort, dedication, determination, and contribution of police officers, particularly those who have served in their line of duty.
We stand here remembering the fallen. We also remember all the other policemen and women who have passed before all of us. We do a job that is risky, swore an oath to serve our country, and on behalf of the people of Papua New Guinea, I'd like to say a special thank you and a tribute to each and every policeman or woman who has passed in the line of duty.
Russell also thanked their families for allowing them to be part of the force, a lifetime decision that comes with commitment, courage, and strength.
Take this time to say thank you to the families of the policemen and women who allow their loved ones to perform the roles and responsibilities in sometimes very harsh terrains, very risky jobs, and not in the best possible circumstances. They sometimes lose their lives.
In sharing similar sentiments, Director of the Special Services Division, Julius Stasion, said police officers play a critical role in keeping the public safe, often putting their family obligations and responsibilities aside to serve the people of Papua New Guinea. He said that when a member of the force moves on, it is a big loss to the constabulary. Therefore, he thanked those who have signed the oath to serve the constabulary, adding that it is a noble profession.
We will never back off. We will still do our job. We cross the rivers in the night time during the day. What uptight on what we will still cross because we have to execute our duty on the side of the piece of land that we are going to, in the name of policy. In the night, or during this sleep, we lock up around long. Pani rascal stop. We don't complain. When the wives expect us to be at home, the father is out doing something else, doing police work. Think about it. That's the struggle that we go through every day. We don't talk about it. We will still just say to the boss and do the job.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Over 2,000 high-quality hybrid cocoa seedlings propagated in Gulf Province were transported to communities in Gobe's Southern Highlands this month. This expansion is part of Mineral Resources Development Company's program to establish sustainable agricultural economies along its oil and gas footprints. This Life After Mine strategy was initiated with a 1 million Kina investment in 2022 by MRDC through the PNG LNG Pipeline Limited Board. Chairman Sisi Molu invested 6,000 Kina towards the acquisition and distribution of the initial 2,000 seedlings for Gobe. There is an ongoing and urgent need for blood donations at the Port Moresby General Hospital. With this in mind, 21 employees from Oilmin Holdings Limited rolled up their sleeves to donate blood to the PMGH Blood Bank yesterday. According to PMGH, every week, the hospital needs approximately 400 bags of clean blood to assist those in need. To collect that many donations, the blood bank team will screen approximately 800 volunteers each week, as not everyone who volunteers will be able to donate due to health reasons. With this crucial need, 21 employees from Oilmin Holdings Limited decided to donate blood to the Port Moresby General Hospital Blood Bank on Wednesday, the 21st of May. The donation drive took place at Oilmin's procurement and logistics site at Kangaroo in Port Moresby. The employees underwent a standard screening process, which included providing personal information, checking weight and monitoring blood pressure before ensuring they were fit to donate 1 bag of 400 milliliters of blood. The process was carried out smoothly by a team of dedicated community health workers. Fatodi thanked Oilmin for their support and shared that each bag collected has the potential to save 3 lives. On the 9th of January 2025, POMGEN held a press conference urgently appealing for more volunteer blood donors to address a critical shortage. PMGH officials emphasized the growing demand for blood and the importance of a regular and sustainable supply to save lives. On any given day, there are at least 7 patients needing 1 bag of blood. And now to the finance news. The Kina closed lower at $0.2442 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2367, $0.3661 Australian dollars, $0.2020 euro, and 33.81 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher, except coffee and cocoa closed lower, while copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG e Mia. Find PNG made.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
They're chasing hard. The Parliamentary have got the first. Top to Herbert Kona on to Hopewadi.
Welcome back. In overseas news, in December last year, 7 tourists, including 4 Australians, were hospitalized with suspected alcohol poisoning after drinking pina coladas at a popular Fiji resort. The incident made global headlines and came less than a month after the deaths of Melbourne teenagers Holly Bowles and Bianca Jones from methanol poisoning in Laos. At the time, Fijian authorities said no methanol was found in the drinks. Now, in an exclusive interview with the ABC, one of the victims is speaking out, describing how she fell into a coma and almost died after taking just 2 sips of the drink.
More on this, we're joined by the ABC's Fiji reporter, Lethe Mavona. Lethe, welcome to the program. You spoke to Susan, who I understand asked for identity to be withheld to protect her daughter, who was in Fiji with her. and is clearly quite traumatised by it all. Can you tell us why she's speaking out?
Dan, thank you for having me. She reached out to us after she heard an interview between Fijian Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka and myself, in which I put to the Prime Minister that maybe Fijian authorities had withheld or at the very least downplayed the seriousness of the incident which occurred on the weekend of 16th to the 18th of December last year. She heard that on Pacific Beat and reached out to us because she said all she needs is answers, and she didn't think in the last 4 to 5 months or so that anyone else was searching for those answers. That's how we were able to get to her in northern New South Wales and to hear her story.
And in terms of those answers, what have the Fijian authorities had to say?
Then it's been really difficult, near impossible actually, to get the Fijian authorities to speak to me. I asked for the opportunity to put these allegations to them, but all I've been able to get was a statement from the Deputy Prime Minister, who's also the Minister for Tourism, to say that the government of Fiji deeply regrets the incident and that it would continue to work with the Australian High Commission here to update the 4 Australian nationals about what had happened and to offer support if they could.
Dozens of members of the Superannuation Fund, HESTA, says they've been caught unaware and are unable to access their super assets. HESTA, one of Australia's largest super funds, is in the middle of a planned outage lasting for 7 weeks. Despite the fund alerting members in February, some say they didn't receive the message and are now suffering financially.
Annette Mumford is transitioning to retirement, and she says she hasn't been able to access her money because of an outage at her super fund.
I was so distressed thinking, oh my gosh, because there's no time for planning because it had already closed down without me knowing in advance.
HESTA says it notified customers back in February about the planned outage, sending nearly 1 million members an email as well as 87,000 letters. A spokesperson said, "Where emails bounced, we followed up by sending the significant event notice via post."
Really, they should be making the effort to call people and let them know that they're going to be subject to this period of time where they won't be able to access their money and what they can do to mitigate against any harm that might cause.
The HESTA spokesperson admitted there are temporary disruptions to some services, but members can still receive urgent and critical payments and switch investments. When I first reported on the super outage last month, dozens of people wrote into the ABC, distressed they couldn't tap into their super. When I spoke to HESTA, the super fund insisted that I provide the names and contact details for these individuals so the super fund can escalate the claims.
Super funds shouldn't be outsourcing their customer service to media outlets or to consumer organisations. They should be dealing with this problem themselves.
Daniela Patey's client was in the process of pulling money from his super to buy a property and almost lost his deposit. She lodged a complaint and enlisted a financial insider to help escalate his claim, which has now been paid, but not without a significant toll.
Because of this upgrade, he's been caught out and he's now having to deal with the emotional and financial burden.
A burden many HESTA members are still facing.
Around 100 flood warnings are in place, many at emergency level. Almost 50,000 people are isolated and relying on the emergency services for help.
This mother and son had been trapped in their home for 3 days. With the water levels still rising, they decided it was time to leave.
The whole bottom house, like my room and everything in the bathroom, is just full of water.
Right across the Hunter, roads are closed and river levels are on the rise. Further north at Woolgoolga, this couple's trip around Australia hit an unexpected roadblock.
We just came from Byron and it was lovely and sunny there, and then just got as far as down here and just heaven's open really.
They're on their way to Sydney, but found the road ahead closed due to flooding.
We're just looking up there now, trying to kind of plan a route, which is the best way to get down.
Yeah.
So we're just worried that we get stuck somewhere really is the main thing, but we're just trying to see what's the best way.
Massage therapist Colin Rossi is also trying to get to Sydney, but with no way through, he's turning round and heading home.
I'm cancelling all my clients, putting them on to next week if I can get the clinic next week, and then heading back home while I still can.
From Evans Head all the way down the coast of Foster, the weather was wreaking havoc.
Disastrous, really, flood scenario unfolding through parts of the mid-north coast.
There was a nervous wait at Raymond Terrace in the Hunter as the Hunter River kept on rising.
Last time was about 5 years ago, and this one worse.
Are you worried at all?
No, not quite worried for. It's gods.
Residents here have had a welcome reprieve with very little rain this afternoon, but no one is breathing a sigh of relief just yet, and their thoughts are with those suffering the worst of it further north. This family camping supplies business on the Hastings River at Port Macquarie was underwater, with all hands on deck to shift what they could to higher ground.
Just packing up all the bait fridges, just moving all the cooking stuff, moving all the boats, make sure they're safe.
And a warning, it's not over yet.
We are not out of the woods. Unfortunately, we're expecting heavy rainfall, potentially isolated rainfall of up to 200 mils in the next 24 hours, having had 200 mils yesterday and 150 mils the day before.
By Friday, the rain should be moving inland, but the rivers will keep rising into the weekend.
And that ends our news segment. Coming up in sports, SP Sports Awards finalists announced, and Hunter's utility back Elijah Roltinga reaffirms position as a vital centre.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Use Savetu Olsem condom and Wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy, tingim. Use him condom long right pla way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you, or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This pla talk save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity, it can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
That is inch perfect. What a set shot. Becomes such a consistent goal kicker now, Riley West.
Go with it. Then to luck. Kick through. Gunner's there. I think he got there. The sharp was their best option last week. And then Lucas just steps through. There's no courage without fear. And no victory without sacrifice. Through all the chaos and bedlam, there's a bond that binds each state together. The last breath. The last tackle. The last inch. The last second can deliver the impossible.
Welcome back. The final countdown to the 33rd 2025 SP Sports Awards night is gaining momentum with the announcement of the finalists yesterday, Wednesday, 21st May 2025. A total of 210 nominations were received from across all categories, 135 submitted online and 60 hand-delivered. The announcement of the finalists also marked the opening of the voting for the People's Choice Award category.
The winner of the People's Choice Award is selected through a public vote using the SP Sports Awards SMS and WhatsApp voting platform. Voting for People's Choice category closes on the 30th of May 2025. Chairman of the SP Sports Award selection panel, Warwick Vele, said one of the notable highlights this year was the Male Athlete of the Year category, which received the highest number of nominations across all categories.
One of the notable highlights of this year's nominations is that we have, in our Male Athlete of the Year, we have had a total of 49 nominations, 44 online and 5 in hard copy. So that's again reflecting the strong talent pool that we have in our senior male athletes.
He further explained and emphasized the stringent vetting and selection process, saying each nomination was carefully reviewed and discussed at length.
Nominations and our decisions and our finalists go through an audit, and that's being conducted by KPMG so that we can assure the public and our sponsors and all those who have submitted nominations that we are doing it in a very transparent manner with governance over it.
One of the categories that Vela was happy to acknowledge and highlight during his presentation was the Community Sports Initiative category that recognizes special people who put in the hard yards working behind the scenes as volunteers in their respective community.
One of the great categories that I really enjoy reviewing every year is our Community Sports Awards, and that gives an opportunity for us to recognise all the people that do that hard effort and a lot of the hard yards out of the limelight. A lot of them do it on their own personal time, their own personal expenses, but really making sure that we have that opportunity for our athletes, not just in the urban areas, but in our rural areas, in our remote communities. So they have that opportunity to be recognised for the efforts that they make.
There are 12 categories for the awards, with all finalists selected except the People's Choice Award category, where the finalists will be selected by the people. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
This year's 33rd edition of the SP Sports Awards night marks another momentous milestone for naming rights sponsor SP Brewery. Since its inception in 1993 through a partnership between SP Brewery, PNG Olympic Committee and PNG Sports Foundation, the SP Sports Awards has remained a significant platform in PNG that recognizes and inspires athletes to reach new heights.
Speaking on behalf of naming rights sponsor SP Brewery, Corporate Affairs Manager John Elkare again acknowledged all supporting sponsors and partners for their continuous support over the past 3 decades. He said sport has the unique power to unite the people and inspire a nation to strive for victory, and it was with this great vision of inspiration that 33 years ago, SP Brewery embarked on the journey with the PNG Olympic Committee and PNG Sports Foundation to create this prestigious award to recognize and celebrate excellence.
Since 1992, the SP Sports Awards remains the only prestigious award ceremony that recognizes our elite sporting athletes, teams, and individuals for their achievements, contributions to sports. In addition to these individuals and teams, we have had some notable guest speakers over the 33 years of the awards ceremony. International sporting icons such as Kathy Freeman, Wally Lewis, Paul Harrigan, Jackie Cooper, my good mate Mark Spud Carroll a couple of years ago, and Liesl Jones. Liesl Jones came last year,
Neil Carey also announced the 2025 SP Awards guest speaker, PNG tri-sports legend Vetu Diro, who represented the country in netball, basketball and softball.
Drum roll. The 2025 SP Sports guest speaker is none other than Vetu Diro. I think she's a wonderful pick. Well done, committee, for picking her. You know, she's, well, I'll read her bio and we'll see it on the TV soon, but it just makes sense. I think somebody like her will bring the real nostalgia to the event. You know, this is a celebration of 50 years of sports, and having somebody, a historical icon, it just makes sense. So, well done, committee. Vetu is a South Pacific Games gold medalist, representing the country in 6 South Pacific Games and 3 Pacific Mini Games. She was also a core member of the Commonwealth Games General Management Team. We are thrilled to have her over for the awards on the 14th of June. Vetu, like many sporting icons who have graced the SP Sports Awards over the years, will also have some level of community engagement.
Neil Carey added, Vetu was a dominant force on the courts as an athlete and coach, and she's honored to engage with athletes. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
In providing convenience for rugby league fans, More Printings, Ticketmasters and Post PNG have partnered to increase access to the ticketing service in Port Moresby. 5 post offices within the city will become sales outlets for Ticketmasters, providing ease of service for rugby league fans.
As part of its community obligations, Post PNG has partnered with More Printing in promoting rugby league by increasing access to ticket sales points for rugby league fans and supporters. These will make ticket purchasing easier as Post PNG rolls out the ticketing service in 5 strategic locations within Port Moresby. The 5 post offices are Waterfront, 9 Mile Eliseo Plaza, Rainbow Eliseo, Boroko and Brian Bell Gordon's Plaza.
All these facilities, we have very flexible trading hours, and all our people and our supporters will be able to have access to tickets from Sunday to Sunday. We have our community workers and we have those operating hours that are very convenient. Apart from that, we try as much as possible to make our facilities a convenient one-stop shop for our customers with various other products as well. And so we welcome Ticketmasters into our family of services and what we provide here within the post office, and we look forward to great adventures. In PNG, rugby league unifies a nation, and so we believe that getting involved with the selling of Ticketmasters within our post office contributes to that unification as we come forward to the 50th anniversary of this country.
The Santos National Football Stadium's venue management said rugby league has the biggest fan base, and Ticketmasters' presence in the post offices will ease the challenges of ticket purchase for Digicel ExxonMobil Cup matches, PNG Hunters home games, and PNG NRL-sanctioned international matches.
Limited outlets for the previous past 3 years, since COVID actually, and this is a very important partnership, so I really want to thank Post PNG for their commitment, and we're going to work hard closely with them to ensure this is successful. This is a successful franchise.
So we're really pleased that we're back to a situation where we've got multiple outlets around town to sell tickets, as we had a few years ago. It has been a challenge in the last few years with just 1 or 2 outlets selling tickets, and in this economy we really need to make it easier for people to get to them. So hopefully this will make a difference.
Susan Oriape, TV1 Sports.
PNG Hunters utility back Elijah Roltinga has reaffirmed his position as a vital player in the centre as he prepares for an important matchup against the Townsville Blackhawks in round 10 of the Host Plus Cup. After recovering from a recurring knee injury that sidelined him for almost a month, Roltinga is optimistic about his performance this Friday evening in Brisbane.
Roltinga, who had a breakthrough season in 2024, making the national team, the Kumals, for the Pacific Championships, expressed his determination to return to his pre-injury form.
I was
of injury for almost a month, and yeah, it was hard for me to come back. And, you know, like staying for a month, didn't run on the field, and coming back is so hard. But I'm trying my best to, you know, get back to it. The first 2 games were good, and now I'm looking forward for the third game.
His return to the field commenced 3 weeks ago against the winner Manly Seagulls, where he faced challenges but managed to come through unscathed. He felt more comfortable in his second outing against the North Devils, where he began to see improvements in his running game, a key aspect of his performance.
Of course, I was still on my injury and came back, so it was kind of tough for me. But, you know, for the help of the boys inside the field, I managed to get through the whole 80 minutes. And, yeah, and the last week, the whole game was, I feel better when I played. So, yeah, I feel like I'm coming back to my normal running, so, yeah.
While Rotinga has been consistent in the past, he emphasizes the need to stay focused on building his confidence as he continues his recovery. Reflecting on this year's squad and their potential for a finals appearance, he voiced his utmost confidence in coach Paul Ayton.
Yeah. I think the boys, you know, our coach is a smart coach. Like last year, so we made it to the semi-finals, and he came back. He saw wherever we need to work on, like off the field and on the field there. He used to remind us that these things that made us, we made it through semi-finals, and if we continue to do the same things and like the things that made it out of the top, didn't make it to the finals, we have to work on this and help us make it to the finals. I believe in this team, yeah. We have some good boys. The young ones are here, they are good boys too, so I believe in them. We'll make it to the finals, I think.
The PNG Hunters will rely on Rotinga's talent and determination as they face a strong opponent in Black Hawks, eyeing a crucial victory to bolster their season. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
With the successful conclusion of the East New Britain Secondary School Sports Association annual Inter-School Athletics Carnival now completed, all eyes turn to the main Inter-School Athletics Carnival scheduled to take place from Monday, May the 27th to Wednesday, May the 29th. The early success of Utme Secondary School suggests they are strong contenders once again.
The air was thick with anticipation as the East Britain Secondary School Sports Association's annual Inter-School Athletics Carnival officially commenced with the pre-competition cross-country event. Athletes from 10 participating schools took to the scenic route stretching from Kokopo Secondary School to the Tokobora Sports Ground athletics field, setting the stage for a week of fierce competition. The open women's race kicked off the day at 6 a.m. Jolene Eric from Utme Secondary emerged victorious, claiming the gold in the impressive. Jolene Eric from Utme Secondary emerged victorious, claiming the gold medal in an impressive time, just under 28 minutes. Kokopo Secondary demonstrated strong teamwork, securing the second-place position and showcasing their competitive spirit. The Open Men's Division took to the course at 7 a.m., with Utme Secondary continuing their dominant performance with Alicia Dubarik and Jen Lamia crossing the finish line in first and second place respectively. The Barracks completed the race in under 22 minutes. 9 schools are participating in next week's carnival. With the successful conclusion of the East New Britain Secondary School Sports Association annual Inter-Schools Athletics Carnival, all eyes turn to the main Inter-School Athletics Carnival scheduled to take place from Monday, May 27 to Wednesday, May 29. The East New Britain community eagerly awaits the track and field events to unfold at the Tokobora Sports Ground next week. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern. Port Moresby, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Daru, cloudy periods with squally showers, rain and thunderstorms. Momase, Ley and Madang, cloudy with occasional rain showers and thunderstorms. Wewak, cloudy with evening rain showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul, occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Boka, partly cloudy with rain showers. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy with heavy rain showers and thunderstorms. Menditari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with frequent heavy showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast, Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough with southeast to easterly winds of 15 to 25 knots, reaching 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas slight to moderate with east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots, reaching 20 knots over the southeast sector. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth to slight with east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, sea smooth with northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point. Seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters east of Hood Point to Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and Almilin Bay Islands, seas 1.5 to 2 meters. And waters north of Cape Vogel to Horn Gulf to Fincherfen, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that's been another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Hurry PNG and enter today to be considered for the 2025 Power Play PNG Awards. Brought to you by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG project, these awards recognize exceptional Papua New Guineans making significant contributions in the LNG and decarbonization industries. Could you be Papua New Guinea's next great power player? There's only one way to know. Enter now to find out.
Are you a small business owner or just starting up? Need mobile plans for your team and Wi-Fi internet for your office? But also need flexibility, simplicity, and value? Then the Digicel SME Club is for you. Digicel's SME Club will keep your business connected with the best rates in PNG, affordable mobile plans with unlimited in-group calls, SMS, plus international minutes. Enjoy fast, reliable internet tailored for your business, starting from just 375 Kina per month. With Digicel's SME Club, there are